Okay, I'm gonna be real quick at this because it's nice out there, and I'm sure you want to get out and enjoy some of that sunshine. So just in terms of the wrap up, what did we learn today? We learned that there's no simple solution to a complex problem like legalization as far as cannabis. And I think what we also heard is that's grounded with good policies and processes to ensure that we can deal with the problem. But in terms of impairment, and I expand this when I talk about impairment, that there are multiple types of impairment in our industry. You know, there's alcohol, we've got pharmaceuticals, and I would say probably one of the biggest challenges for our industry, and we heard about that today, is around fatigue. And, you know, impairment in terms of fatigue. And I often get asked as far as what do we do as an industry to address this across the spectrum? And I always boil down to the best way to do this is educate your workforce, arm your supervisors with the ability and skills to deal with these. And I will say the best backstop for impairment, which includes, for me, if somebody's mind's not on the task, and I look at falling as probably one of those examples where somebody may have had an argument with a spouse, had an issue with a child, and it's that supervisor is the last point of contact to ensure that you know their colleagues are in shape to go out there and perform the duties as expected. And I think when that is done well, that is the ultimate backstop that is going to protect all of us from engaging in activities that maybe we should have reconsidered at that time. And I think as an industry, when we get more comfortable with that and having those conversations and being approached on that, we're going to be further down the road. Also, you know, just want to reflect on what we heard on ELTs and telematics. For me, this is a very passionate area. I'm not sure if anybody picked up the news stream from Vancouver Island here. It was probably around 2 months ago where it showed the footage from the fire chief who saw a logging truck go by fairly fast, decided to follow that logging truck. It's going through downtown Port Alberni, and around one of the corners, a loaded logging truck flopped over on its side, and there was a vehicle slightly ahead, vehicle slightly behind with kids in it, you know, and by the grace of God, everybody walked away from that. But in terms of telematics, for me, I think that's one area as far as behavior that we can see some significant changes in this industry. And it's only going to take one accident or one incident that we have fatalities occurred that this industry's social license is going to be called into play. And you know, I will say as an industry, we need to get out ahead and lead these efforts, and we don't want to be to the point where something happens and then government responds, regulator responds, and we as industry get a solution that we don't want. So that is something that I think as industry we need to continue to work on to improve our performance. And just the last piece in terms of what we heard here today as far as technical innovations. I think technical innovations are probably one of the best places where we can look at as far as engineering solutions. We're seeing some of that with the 9-axle and also that work on the tarping systems. That one has existed for many years. And very nice to see a simple solution by an engineering firm that I'll call the Ghostbuster of engineering firms. As far as you've got a problem, Ballard Manufacturing seems to provide those solutions. So once again, thank you for your participation today and your commitment in attending. And I hope you've enjoyed the conference activities. Thanks very much.